Hi guys, in today's video, I really wanna show you or teach you guys some tips on how to work your eyeshadow if you have hooded eyes. So I wanna show you how I do my shadow actually because I have hooded eyes, the tricks and give you some tips so you can do a very glam and very nice look and your eyes are gonna look open and super cute. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, for this look, I actually wanna play with this palette from Patrick Ta. It's a beautiful neutral palette, so I think it's gonna be amazing because we can do a very glam but everyday type of look. Maybe we're gonna like amp it up so it looks more if you wanna wear it during the day or even at night. You can do the same exact look and it will look perfect on both occasions. To start, I'm going to prep my lids and I'm gonna use a little bit of a primer because I want to cancel out the colors on my lid, like the dark color on my lid. And I'm gonna be using the P. Louise base. And basically for hooded eyes, I know that a lot of people think that people that have hooded eyes cannot do certain looks. Sometimes it's difficult for people with hooded eyes to actually rock a color type of look or even smoky eyes. Or I have heard people saying that people with hooded eyes cannot wear cut creases or do anything like super dramatic because it's not gonna show. Part of that is true, but the other part, like 50% is true, but 50% is wrong. Because it's how you apply the eyeshadow or the technique that you actually use to make the look is going to define whether that look is going to open up your eyes or they're gonna look smaller. Generally, people that do looks and end up for the eyes look very small and stuff like that is because they're not using the right shape on the eyeshadow application. So that's why I always say that you can wear or you can do any eyeshadow, whether it's matte, whether it's a shimmer, whether it's super dark or light, it doesn't matter. What you have to focus on is the shape of your eyes. If your eyes are super round or they're more almond shaped, or if you have Asian type of eyes, it doesn't matter what type, but that you focus on what's the shape of the eye first, and if you have hooded eyes or not. If you don't have hooded eyes, then you might be able to use any or do anything you want. But if you do, then you have to determine what type of hooded eyes you have, because Asian people, for example, they have, I think it's called super hooded eyes. The entire mobile lid actually hides, so that's why they have to use or do a different eyeshadow application. For example, my case is going to be like a semi-hooded eye, which in here you can see that part of my mobile lid hides, but not entirely. So you can see like 50% of it is out whenever I open my eyes, and 50% actually hides with the top or the non-mobile lid here on top. So that's what you have to first see. So get a mirror if you don't know if you have hooded eyes or not. Just get a mirror, look down and see your entire lid, and then start like moving your mirror up, and you're gonna see your lid, of course, going to start hiding. And if you have hooded or very hooded eyes, what is gonna happen is that your entire mobile lid is going to hide whenever you hit this spot on the mirror. So if you do this, and if you only see your lash line and you don't see anything else, your lash line and this top part of the lid, then you have a super hooded eye. So when that happens, then you have to focus on applying your your eyeshadow differently. Now that you know, let's move to the application. The first thing I actually love doing is apply my eyeshadow starting with a transition color. Not always you need a transition color. Not for every single eyeshadow application you need a transition color. But since we're doing something more in the natural side, then let's do a transition so you see what I'm gonna do with that, or what's my point with that. So I'm gonna take this type of brushes. Is a small shaded brush, are going to be amazing if you want to work the transition color into your crease. And I'm gonna start with the shade. I hate when they don't have the shade names in front. It's the only thing I don't like. So the shade is called Mother, I think. And this is like a light brown shade. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to work that shade in my entire crease. So your crease area is going to be the part where your mobile lid and your non-mobile lid meet together, and when it starts hiding, like the lid start hiding. So that's your crease there. And I'm not going to worry on making like a very nice application because I want this shade to be very blended in the top part and look like I'm doing the application very close to the lash line, also because I don't have a very wide lid space. So if you don't have that wide lid space, I always recommend that you go a little bit above of your regular eyeshadow application on the way that you like to apply your eyeshadow. Why? Because that's going to open up your eyes a little bit more, and that's going to help you see the color placement better. So you're gonna start working there. The shadow, these shadows are blending super nicely. Let me get rid of the creasing before applying. I'm gonna do the same thing here. And you can see there already, so you can see there that I already contoured my eye in a way that it looks a little bit wider and it looks a little bit more open. That's what you want. Whenever you have a hooded eyes, you have to place color in the way that you want actually the eyeshadow to help you open up that eye and that eye to look a little bit rounder. Generally, people that have hooded eyes, the eyes look super small or are smaller than normal. So that's what you want. With a very small brush like this one, sorry that my brushes look like they're dirty, but they're not. I cleaned them, but they're just, forget about it. And this one is a little bit smaller. In that one, I'm gonna use with the shade Transition, which is a chocolate brown shade. I hope I'm saying the name of the shadows correctly. Since the names are in the back, I'm not sure if it's the correct name. And I'm going to apply that one right where the crease folds and keep it very, very tight there. Like I'm not gonna move it up and I'm not gonna move it down. Whenever I wanna see how that color, for example, that I just placed is going to look if I open my eyes super wide, that's what I do. I open my eyes super wide and I see that I still see the color peeking there, which that's a good sign that whenever I have my eyes relaxedly open, the eyeshadow is going to show perfectly. So that's what you're gonna do. Whenever you are not sure if that eyeshadow is going to show, you're gonna open your eyes super wide, and if you see the color peeking, that means that whenever you're looking down or mid or even up, your eyeshadow is going to still show. And that's what I'm doing here. And I'm doing a smoky look because I want to show you that even if you have a hooded eye, you still can rock a smoky eye look. Something that I always recommend if you have small eyes, I always recommend that you choose eyeshadow shapes that are rounder. I know the foxy eyes and those like super cat eye type of eyeshadow applications are beautiful. But whenever you have small eyes, those type of eyeshadows shapes make your eyes look even smaller. So I wouldn't recommend unless that's what you want and you don't care about it. If you don't care for your eyes to look smaller, then it's fine. But if you're looking for your eyes to look wider and open so you can look more awake and stuff like that, then I would recommend for you to use more rounder type of eyeshadow application. Another tip that I always tell people with hooded eyes to be on the lookout is, I know that we tend to apply eyeshadow looking down because we want to apply everything in our lid and make sure that everything is blended and see the final result super nice and basically do a painting job, like a perfect painting job. But when we open our eyes, everything hides and we don't see it anymore. So whenever you are working your eyeshadow in your eyes, always make sure that you are looking straight. So you see that the eyeshadow is peeking whenever your lid hides, and you see how everything is looking if you have your eyes open. Of course, if you need to work everything here or anything in here in your mobile lid, then you need to either look down or even close your eyes to apply there. But for example, for this part of the top of the eyeshadow, like the top part, I will say try to work with your eyes semi-open. I know it's difficult to apply eyeshadow with your eyes completely open, but maybe put your mirror here, or if you can do straight, then a little bit straight. And then you can always like do a relaxed look like this and then apply your eyeshadow. For example, my favorite way to apply shadow is this one, because my eyes are semi-open. I still see my lid, my mobile lid, but I still see like the folding of the crease. So I can work my crease and I can work also my mobile lid application. These eyeshadows are applying like a dream. Oh my God. I know this is not a review, but it's beautiful. Perfect. Now I want to apply a shade on my mobile lid. Something that I always recommend is you can do any color, any shade, whether it's dark or light, I already told you. But if you're a person that don't wear much color or don't like dark, smoky eyes, because you don't feel comfortable with it, you feel like you look like a panda or a raccoon, you can do something like I just did and just apply a lighter shimmer color here, and that actually helps your eyes to look even wider. But if you're a person that, okay, I love my smokies, I really wanna do something dark, I love rocking a black smoky eye, then you have two options. You can do the same color all over your lid, which is going to look amazing anyways, or you can apply just one shade lighter to the color that you already applied here. For example, for me, using the same shade, the same palette, I will go with Absolutely. And Absolutely is a chocolate brown shade, and it's a little tiny bit lighter than the other one. Let me find a flat brush, and I'm going to apply that shade in my entire mobile lid. This is still going to be a dark smoky, but it's going to be a lighter dark smoky eye. I'm patting the shade because I don't want to blend it yet, and I'm just going to pat it there, and that's it. If you see now that I open my eyes, you still see a peak of the color there still, and you see the transition color here perfectly. So that's what you want when you do a smoky eye for a hooded eye. And now what I'm gonna take is the same brush that I was using, the darker color. Since I applied that one and I still want a little bit of a darkness outside, I'm going to apply here looking straight to make sure that that shade is applying perfectly and it's going to look perfectly there. Looking straight, I'm going to go back there and I'm going to reapply that shade all over my crease area. Perfect. So now you see how beautiful this smoky eye looks. And it looks amazing whether I have my eyes open or if I look down, if I look mid, or even if I look straight at you. All of the shades are actually showing in my lid, so that's what you want. But in order for them to show like this, you need to basically apply them a little bit more towards your brow bone. You need to go a little bit farther up, because otherwise it's going to hide entirely if you only apply it in your lid area. If in case that you want to apply a shimmer shade, I'm going to do it now because I really want to show you how it looks with a shimmer. What you want to do is apply that shimmer in the center of the lid. That also helps a lot whenever you want to open up your eye and make it look rounder. So if you apply that shimmer shade in the center only and don't apply it like all the way everywhere in the lid, then that is going to even give you that sense that your eye actually is not hooded, like your lid is perfect, which is, there's not perfect lid. We can still have that fantasy. And I'm going to use this beautiful copper shade called Lavish. And with my finger, I'm going to apply only in the center, like this, touching super lightly because I don't want to miss or get rid of that beautiful brown. And you can see there, it's looking fabulous. I love this eyeshadow. I really love how it looks. And this actually gave me a very beautiful glam touch to the eyeshadow. Okay, perfect. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish my face off camera so we can do the bottom part and I can show you how I finish the whole thing and you can see how everything is going to look all together and give you my final thoughts. Okay, perfect. Now that I finished my face, let's finish the eyes. And basically, what I love to do all the time whenever I do a smoky eye is to keep it very dramatic on the top part, but on the bottom lid or on the bottom part, I try to make everything more sleek. Not too much, because not everyone loves the well, I love it, but not everyone is like up to wearing the bottom lid super thick. I love those smoky eyes that are super dramatic, but let's do it super sleek and very minimal so we keep all the attention in the top part of the lid. So with the same brush that I was using with the dark brown, I'm gonna take the same dark brown shade and I'm going to smoke that shade up to the middle of the lid, like to the middle of your eye, like here. Don't do it all the way to your inner corner. Keep it in the external part and make sure you are blending it very well and do it very close to your lash line. Okay, you're gonna do it like that, and now with a small flat brush like this one, let me show you. This is the KJH12. I'm going to take the shadow that I use as a transition. I think the name was Mother. Yeah. And that one, I'm going to apply in the entire lid, but a little bit, not too close to the lash line, basically. And I'm going to apply also in my inner corner. Since that one is a little lighter, it's not gonna make my eyes look too close together, because when you apply a dark color here inside your inner part of the eye, that's gonna make your eyes come closer. I have close set eyes, so I try to keep this part of the eye very, very light. Whether I'm doing a smoky eye or not, I try to keep lighter colors there. And I'm going to try to smoke out a little bit in the bottom part, the shade that I just applied. And then here on the outside, I try to connect it together with the top part. So everything goes like all together, like everybody is on the same story. Let's do it on this other eye. Perfect, that's all I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give a little more, like a hint of highlight in my inner corner. So I'm gonna take a smaller brush, Okay, let's do this small pencil brush here. And I'm gonna take the shade called Lady. I hope I'm saying the names correctly. If not, I'm sorry. And I'm going to apply that shade in my inner corner to give some light there. This is like a shimmery whitish shade. Whitish. And I just want like a hint of something there. So this is giving me what I'm looking for, definitely. Perfect. When it comes to lashes, you can do something. You can keep it simple. You can just do your lashes with some mascara and that's it. But if you want to apply lashes, I will say, I know that right now a lot of people are using these big and long lashes. But when you have hooded eyes, the thicker and the longest the lashes, the more they're gonna hide your eyeshadow work. Why? Because you don't have enough space for the eyeshadow to actually show up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you, for example, one set of lashes. Let me show you this one if my editor can focus and maybe do a little zoom here. You can see that these lashes are actually super long, but they are very like simple. They don't have too much hair. They actually have like a space in between them. So whenever you use this style of lashes, the work that you actually did in your eyes is going to show perfectly. So I'm going to apply this so you can have an idea on how the look is gonna show with lashes on. So let me do it very quick. I'm not gonna do it in front of camera, so let's do it super quick. Okay, you can see there that I already applied the lashes. I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara just to make sure that they stick together with my natural lash. But you can see these lashes are super dramatic. You can see here, like if I turn to my side, how long they are. But they don't look super dramatic and they don't hide all the beautiful work I did with this shadow. So these are the type of lashes I always recommend if you have hooded eyes. I know a lot of people are loving this super thick and super hairy type of lashes, but I will say definitely the simplest and wispy that the lashes are better, and if they are super natural looking is even much better. So this is everything, I think. Let me just double check that everything is looking good. Okay, perfect, guys. This is the final look. You're gonna see now the before and after. You can see in my after that my eyes actually look a little bigger. You can still see all of the eyeshadow application. You can still pick all of the colors that I actually use for my eyeshadow. This is a more dramatic eyeshadow look, like for you to rock whenever you wanna go out and maybe you have a wedding or an event. You can do something like this and it's going to look super glam. I would say for my final thoughts, always have in mind that the shape of your eyes actually determine how your eyeshadow application should be in order for your eyes to look bigger or wider. Make sure that you are applying the eyeshadow correctly like I showed you before. Make sure that you know how hooded your eye is, so you can play with the placement of the eyeshadow so your eyes look bigger and wider. Always have in mind that the darker the eyeshadow, of course, the more you're gonna have to play with light and shadow, in the sense of you wanna keep the darker very minimal, but still if you wanna do like a black smoky eye, try to keep the black very minimal. The bigger the application, of course, the smaller your eye will look. I will say don't go farther from what I did today. You can do this same look using all black if you want. Just have in mind the placement and play with the eyeshadow and make sure that you're looking in the mirror, that you go step by step. Don't do anything in a rush, because in a rush it's not gonna come out good. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me thumbs up if you like this type of videos, or if you want to see maybe another look using a different technique for hooded eyes, let me know in the comments below. That will help me out a lot, because I really want to do stuff that you guys are interested in watching. Thank you so much again. I already told you to subscribe, so I guess I see you next time. Bye bye. Yo. Yeah.